Happy Saturday. This one's gonna be quick because I have a breathwork circle now that I need to leave for. So sorry I got a late start today, but I'm gonna get this going really quick so that I can get to the yoga studio and have my breathwork circle. So happy Saturday. Saturday is the day ruled by Saturn. Saturn is the planet of structures. So just feel into that. If there are any structures that need to be restructured in your life, that's what retrogrades are all about, right? Mercury being in retrograde is perception. What is your perception and how do you communicate, and what is no longer able to take you into your higher self and continue helping you evolve on your path? So get her in today, see how that goes. If you are local and you would like to get some breath work in today, we will be doing new moon manifestations. And so I'll be teaching how to do the focus wheels and breath work. It's for a fraction of what I normally charge for private sessions. So it's at Studio Y, Yoga and Wellness, 250 South Madison, $30 a person. So if you're interested, you can come and join today. And at 6. I thought it was originally at 5, but it's at 6. So I was like, I'm gonna get this video in quick for my spread since I was moving slow today, and see how that goes. Anyhow, my Ascended Masters that showed up for today are Melchizedek. And Melchizedek shows up for me a lot. And you probably have seen him before. And I love, he wears the sacred geometry of the 8-pointed star. 8 is about abundance, but this is a square within a square. And so the cube is actually one of my allies from a past life when I was Mayan. And the cube is the symbol for the shaman that we can see from all perspectives. We can see the upper worlds, the lower worlds, left, right, forward, the future, and the past. And so I like that, but the meaning of Melchizedek as a ascended master showing up in this deck, it says, I have learned so much from experience, and he's saying to further progress, go for more inner study. So, which I'm always getting in, so we gonna see what comes up for me. And I was doing that, I shared the post, actually, it was a repost last night, and I moved through a lot reading that post, self-forgiveness, and moving through that, and then was contacted by two past males this morning, and I had communicated way differently than I ever had with either of them before. So I was proud of myself for that. Really proud of myself, though I felt sick. And so that sickness is the discomfort of doing something new. So it's not that what I did was bad or wrong. It was just so new, it was foreign to me. And then I felt almost as if I was being cruel, because creating the boundaries with men that I had been intimate with and actually loved, it felt wrong. And but actually it was a very right thing to do. So Archangel Michael showed up, and this is after I made that communication. He said, you can do it. And I was like, okay, I'm starting to feel better about what I did. And so self-doubt can creep in all the time anyway. And like I said, I felt sick. So I always listen to my body too. What's my body telling me? Maybe, follow your feels. They're way better of an antenna than your thinks, for sure, always. So Archangel Michael, and then lastly, Archangel Jeremiel, saying overcoming difficulties and that the darkness is now past me. So woohoo! We're gonna see, right? I don't know about that, but Winter's End also showed up. And that was the very next card that I drew after this. So that was interesting because that's the regeneration, rebirth, and it's saying out of the darkness, that I transform myself. But this card actually refers to her in the artwork as the tree woman. And so that's a synchronicity from my vacation, just really connecting with the intricate communication of the trees and knowing that I'm protected and not alone, no matter where I travel or where I go. So be bold and make the first move. That's the cardinal moon. And I had spoken like I had never spoken before. Normally I'm really weak because really in my heart, I hope beyond all fathoming that, wow, they made the necessary changes to be able to show up for me. And the truth of it is no. The truth of it is no. And is that me creating illusion? Most definitely, probably. And so I can only get different results by behaving differently. So I am very forgiving to them. I'm still very heart-centered, but what I had to say, I said, and I feel that it was pretty sharp what I had said. So, and then I got this from a new deck, and that's the new deck I shared yesterday, and the Starseed deck, and it said perspective. And so this made me kind of second guess myself. It says, none of this matters, zoom out, common ground. And I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have said anything. But I'm like, no, they came back for that opportunity. I was supposed to say something. So, what's done is done. It's the past now anyway. I can't take it back. I'm in the present. So I can only have my perspective be what it is right now. So the sacred geometry that showed up is the transmutation. The double four is always a synchronicity for me. And so this talks about imminent, powerful change, moving into something that I won't even be able to recognize. And so remember, it promised that before. And I don't know if I don't recognize myself, but I'm constantly reinventing myself. So I'm like, okay, I'm okay. I can surrender into that. Treasure Island showed up again. This was in the upright. And this talks about receiving the gifts after hard work. And so, good. And it says, be aware, stay present, feel your feels so that you actually know where X marks the spot. So I like that. And that kind of echoes the post that I shared in my stories yesterday that says, it just feels different. When something's aligned, it feels different in your nervous system. And so I like that because this card pretty much says that. Go into your feels and you'll know where X marks the spot. So I'm good with that. And then forgiveness. And so the forgiveness is the diaptase. And isn't that beautiful? It's like this electric green. And it is one of the most powerful heartstones. And so forgiveness is about liberation. It's not about saying, I'm giving you free reign to do that again, or I'm saying that's okay, or you can stay in my life. Forgiveness isn't about any of that. It's just saying, I release you of this role, and I release myself of this role. I am no longer victim. I am no longer perpetrator. Whatever you need to release yourself from when you forgive yourself or forgive others. And so forgiveness is about liberation, always about liberation. And when you liberate yourself through forgiveness, it actually cracks open the heart wider. And the heart is the only chakra that's infinite. Don't ever forget that. All the other chakras, are open, cleansed, however you do that. But the heart is the only chakra that is infinite. Infinite means beyond measure. It's beyond fathoming. We don't even know how big the heart chakra is because we can't know. And so any opportunity to crack open a little bit wider and expand the heart, that's how we return to unity consciousness. And I really believe that that's what the perspective card meant. that we're all one. So really, none of it matters. And so the last card of the spread was the human gift. And I've gotten this actually just like a few days ago, or last week when I returned, last weekend. And this talks about, actually I underlined some things. I think I'm going to share that so that we can talk about that. And if anyone has questions. So it says, finally allowing your heart to break once and shed those old grievances again. So every time we accept love, that's how we know that we are resilient. So every time our heart breaks, we think this will never happen again. And then when love comes in, we're like, wow, we're kind of blindsided, right? So it's like, allow it to happen again. And it says, you may quietly realize that you are light. You are heaven and earth. You may be startled by what you perceive. And again, the perception, right? So when we recognize either dark or light, when it shows up for us, especially in our heart space, we have to offer it compassion and love, because it is all us anyway. And that's how we get to integrate it. And that's really the only way to absorb the darkness, or to allow the light to spill into the darkness, is probably a better way to describe that process of turning all of that darkness to light. But that's the spread for today. And like I said, invitation out to all the locals. I will be having a breathwork circle tonight at the studio, 6 p.m. So in about an hour and a half. And head on down and I'll get you registered. You don't have to bring anything, just dress comfortable. If you want a refillable water bottle, I'll have everything else that you need. Got mats, blankets. Just bring yourself. Breath work is pranayama yoga. It is an active breath work. It's a dynamic meditation, guided meditation. And honestly, in my opinion, it's one of the most powerful techniques for removing blocks, especially if you tend to have issues with monkey mind. Breath work is such a powerful healing tool. So I hope to see you there. Oh, Lorena, yay. You're going to be there. Oh, you're going to be there in spirit. Yay, too. I'll be there in spirit, sending love to the group. Oh, thank you for holding space for us. Christina, I wish you were local, too. And you know what? Actually, I've been thinking about doing a virtual breathwork group. I just have to get better at Zoom. I kind of suck at technology. But once I get a little better at Zoom, I can do a virtual breathwork group. I think that would be really cool. Or to invite you into the breathwork groups that I have here and include it all together would be cool. Elizabeth will be there. Yay, I'll see you, Elizabeth. Awesome, Lorena. And Lorena, you are such a technical goddess. I need your help with clips. I love you. Anyhow, any questions? I got like a minute. No. And we do need to have a conversation about the divine masculine, because I actually had a couple men reach out to me after the conversation yesterday, and I would love to have that conversation. So if anybody wants to DM me or just say whatever, like what time would be good to have a live if you want to join that conversation. And I think that would be a really good conversation to have, men and women alike, to talk about how we can move into the healing of the masculine, so that they can actually hold space and be in their integrity, instead of abusing and using the divine feminine as a charging tool, to rather also show up, like really show up, fully charge themselves, so that we can be the power union that we are meant to be. Evening, Easter, anytime. Okay, perfect. All right. So I love you all. Thank you for sharing this time and space with me. Your most valuable commodities. I recognize that and I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you. And I am sorry for any misalignment that I myself have caused. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you.